Some people feel most alive when they are constantly outside, surrounded by noise, movement, and stimulation. Others feel most alive when the door closes, the world quiets down, and home becomes their refuge. If you are someone who genuinely loves staying at home, psychology suggests this preference is not random, and it is certainly not a flaw. In many cases, it reveals important truths about how your mind processes the world, manages energy, and seeks emotional safety. From a psychological perspective, staying at home often serves as a form of nervous system regulation. The human brain is constantly scanning for threats, expectations, and social demands. For some people, external environments trigger heightened alertness. Loud sounds, unpredictable interactions, social pressure, and constant stimulation activate stress responses in the brain. Home, on the other hand, represents familiarity and control. Familiar environments reduce cognitive load. Your brain does not need to stay on high alert because it already understands the patterns, the sounds, the routines, and the emotional landscape of that space. As a result, stress hormones decrease, and the body shifts into a calmer, restorative state. This is not avoidance. It is self-soothing at a biological level. People who love staying at home often have a naturally sensitive or responsive nervous system. Sensitivity in psychology does not mean weakness. It means the brain processes information deeply. Such individuals tend to notice subtleties, changes in tone, emotional undercurrents, environmental shifts that others may overlook. While this depth of processing can be a strength, it also means overstimulation happens faster. Staying home allows the mind to recover, reflect, and reset without being overwhelmed by external input. There is also a strong connection between enjoying home and having a rich inner world. Many people who prefer staying indoors are internally stimulated. Their thoughts, ideas, memories, and imagination provide enough engagement that constant external entertainment is unnecessary. Silence does not feel empty to them. It feels spacious. Psychology links this trait to introspection, creativity, and higher levels of self-reflection. These individuals often process experiences internally before expressing them outwardly. Home becomes the ideal environment for this inner dialogue to unfold without interruption. Contrary to popular assumptions, loving to stay at home does not automatically mean disliking people or lacking social skills. In many cases, it reflects selectivity rather than withdrawal. Psychologically, these individuals tend to value meaningful interactions over frequent ones. They are more intentional with their energy and more cautious about where it is invested. Small talk, performative socializing, and superficial connections can feel draining rather than fulfilling. Staying home becomes a way to preserve emotional resources and maintain authenticity. Another important psychological factor is masking. In social environments, many people unconsciously adopt roles, being agreeable, polite, emotionally contained, or socially appropriate. While this is normal, it requires mental effort. People who love staying home often experience relief when they no longer have to perform or adapt. At home, the mask comes off. The body relaxes, facial expressions soften, and emotional responses become natural. Psychology refers to this as identity congruence, when external behavior aligns with internal experience. Home provides the space where individuals feel most aligned with who they truly are. People who enjoy staying home also tend to have a high level of self-awareness. They understand their limits, recognize what drains them, and know what restores them. Instead of forcing themselves into environments that cause exhaustion or emotional strain, they listen to their internal signals. This awareness is linked to emotional maturity and long-term psychological resilience. Choosing home is often a decision rooted in self-respect rather than fear. There is also an emotional safety component. Home represents predictability, and predictability creates psychological safety. For individuals who have experienced emotional stress, instability, or high responsibility at any point in life, the home environment can become a grounding anchor. It offers consistency in a world that often feels chaotic. This does not mean such individuals are hiding from life. It means they understand the importance of having a secure base from which they engage with the world on their own terms. Psychology also notes that people who love staying home often find meaning in small, quiet moments. They are more likely to experience contentment from routine, stillness, and familiar surroundings. This ability to extract satisfaction from simplicity is associated with mindfulness and emotional presence. Rather than chasing constant stimulation, they experience fulfillment through calm awareness. This contributes to lower burnout and a more sustainable relationship with daily life. It is important to challenge the misconception that loving home equals stagnation. Many home-oriented individuals are mentally active, emotionally intelligent, and deeply thoughtful. Their growth often happens internally before it becomes visible externally. They may reflect longer, plan carefully, and move intentionally. Psychology recognizes this as an inward-oriented growth style, which is just as valid as outward exploration. Ultimately, loving to stay at home is not about avoiding the world. It is about choosing an environment that supports mental clarity, emotional balance, and authenticity. It is about understanding how your mind works and honoring what helps it function best. In a culture that often celebrates constant motion, choosing stillness can be a powerful act of self-knowledge. If home feels like peace to you, if quiet restores you, if staying in helps you reconnect with yourself, psychology does not see that as something to fix. It sees it as a signal, one that tells you your mind values depth, safety, and meaning over noise. And that, in itself, is a form of intelligence. If you've ever felt judged for choosing quiet over crowds, or misunderstood for finding comfort behind closed doors, remember this. Psychology does not measure strength by noise or visibility. It recognizes strength in self-awareness, in emotional regulation, and in the ability to choose what truly restores you. Loving to stay at home is not a withdrawal from life. For many minds, it is where clarity forms, where emotions settle, and where identity feels whole. It is where you reconnect with yourself before re-entering the world with intention rather than exhaustion. So if home feels like peace to you, honor that. If stillness brings you insight, trust it. And if solitude helps you think, heal, and grow, know that you are not behind. You are simply moving inward before you move forward. If this reflection spoke to you, take a moment to like this video. It helps this message reach others who may need permission to understand themselves more deeply. Subscribe for more psychology that doesn't rush your mind, but helps you understand it. And share your thoughts in the comments. Does staying at home feel like comfort, clarity, or both for you? You're not alone in how your mind works. And here, we explore it together.